Martin, a poor performance today, 2 points dropped. What do you make of that?
Very disappointing from start to finish. I thought we lacked desire and hunger and urgency. Hibs certainly set out to frustrate, and I think the physio was their man of the match. Physio was never off the pitch, just must have covered a number of miles. But for by that, we should have been good enough just in the middle of the park in particular. I was frustrated today. First half, I thought most of the play came down Abada's side, and Jota was ineffective. In the second half, I thought more came down Jota's side, not necessarily that we created an awful lot, but a little bit down the wings, but nothing through the middle today at all. And just we even struggled to pass the ball across the back. Up front, Maeda was ineffective as well, so there was very little happening throughout the whole team. And just for by Hibs gamesmanship, I thought Celtic lacked any. It was almost like a mid-table fixture. A pre-season friendly. There just wasn't enough urgency in the team. Even in the last 10 minutes or the 6 minutes of injury time, I thought surely we'll up the ante a little bit here, but it just wasn't happening at all from start to finish.
Yeah, the first half just passes by, didn't it? Really slow through midfield. Just a general lack of ideas. It seems like the performance level of the past few weeks has really dipped.
It has dipped. After the Rangers game, we thought let's kick on, but in fact, up to the Rangers game, I was quite pleased we're gaining a bit of momentum. But between the Dundee, the narrow victory there.
With Motherwell after that, but then.
Motherwell, admittedly, that was a great performance, wasn't it, when you think about it? But after that, there hasn't been much. And the two European games have kind of burst the bubble a little bit with regards to confidence and that feel-good factor. But I still thought, getting into the game today, the fans were in good. In fact, fans sang the whole game, didn't they? They played their part. But in the game itself, we just lacked. I was really delighted to see Maeda come back today because he's been so good. But after being put on the bench for a couple of games, just looked like he was lethargic today as well. Although his reaction at the end, he looked really disappointed. He was one out the whole group that was kind of head down and gutted, probably realising himself he hadn't performed. But we need to get a lift. We need to get a lift going into the game during the week. Hopefully get a few goals during the week against St Mirren at home, and then that tough Livingston away tie. I mean, this hasn't been a good venue for us other than that. Did we win 3-1 recently and played really well in that first half? But prior to that, I don't think Brendan Rodgers came here and won. What is it about Easter Road, eh?
We've got a terrible record here. More again today. On the bench in the second half, O'Reilly comes on. Vogic again, really poor today, but you could say that about a lot of players. But other than that, on the bench, with Giakoumakis injured, Kyogo out, you're back to that early on in the season where you're looking at the bench and thinking, what have we got here? And again today, not a lot.
No, there wasn't a lot. I mean, O'Reilly's been quite good. Similar to Maeda, Hatate. They've both been quite good, but then they've taken a wee dip the last couple of games, both of them, and as has Rodgick. So those three playmakers in the middle of the park, and you're then just looking at all you've got left is McGregor, and then of course you've got your two options out wide with Abada and Jota. But then you've got your number 9, whoever that happens to be, and Giakoumakis had come good. He gets his hat-trick, and then he's injured, and you think you just sometimes need a wee bit of luck with these things, because I think he'd have been quite good today just to try and boss the Hibs defenders a bit more, because Maeda was doing plenty of running, but with no end product, and he was pressing without properly pressing as well. A number of times I thought just put in that extra yard. So we didn't have a target man up front. We had a little bit out wide, but with nothing in the middle. So therefore we're relying on going out wide and then coming out in the box. And of course we don't score a lot from crosses in the box at all, do we? So a lot of time in the box. Although we had that chance with Jota late on, it goes over the keeper for the first time the whole game. You think surely just head it in, and he didn't. It just went over him. So. Frustrating all over the park today.
We've got big games coming up, obviously St Mirren during the week, and then Livingston away. And Livingston away is the one that stands out because we've got a terrible record there. But even the home games recently against teams in the bottom 6 have been a slog at times. Yeah. So we've really got to raise the performance level and try and get back to where we were maybe 6-7 weeks ago.
That team has to be disappointed today. They have to look themselves in the mirror and say, we need to do better. And today on paper was potentially our best team. That was the best team we could have put out, but that wasn't the case during the week. Although I do wonder how long it'll be before they bring Ralston back in, because I think him and moving Juranovic on the other side, I know it's not his favourite position, but I think those two as a combination is far better than playing Taylor. And for that first half of the season, when that was the two wing backs, were getting better results. So I'm hoping he brings Ralston back in. For by that, I suppose the other big decision is do you start with Hatate alongside O'Reilly as opposed to Rodgick, and maybe we should try that combination in the middle of the park. But we don't have much beyond that unless what we're going to do, bring Forrest in. Then you'd have to drop one of your two wingmen. So I would like to see those two changes get made. But for by that, it's just a better attitude in the pitch and a bit more urgency.